Hello everybody and welcome to Circuit Zolder in Belgium for the Club 73 Touring Car Championship presented by World League Sim Racing here on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. Good evening everybody, Andrew Woodhouse here with you as I was earlier on in the afternoon, and hopefully we'll get some exciting action here in the Club 73. We've got the Kia and we've got the Jetta in action. And not long before the driver's actually going to make their way onto the grid, so I'll just take you through quickly the championship standings. Michael Hall leads the way by 20 points over Pete Harrod, with Lewis Bibby in third, Chris Wood in fourth, and Mark Woodhouse in fifth position. And then once my tablet works properly, I'll be able to tell you the other ones. Dear technology. There's Dale Green leads the Kia Pro standings by 94 points over Chris Sherburn, John Roberts in third, Jason Rowe fourth, and Stuart Atkinson in fifth. And then, good grief, apologise viewers. Then for the Jetta, I do apologise, I'm going to have to find those at some point later on in the race, because it is not helping me out whatsoever here. We will be heading down to the grid momentarily. We've got a 15-minute race for the Kia Optima and the VW Jetta, and we've got a 30-minute race coming up later on for the feature race. Very closely fought championship so far. I do have the Jetta standings actually, the Mike Cooling Cup, and Clive Lawrence is the championship leader for Merlot with 741 points. Conrad Venter for Cheddar with 646. Then it's Dennis Melcher in third, Brian Walker in fourth, and Tim Mawson rounds out the top five. Team Cheese and Wine absolutely dominating that Jetta standing. Fantastic for them so far. Take you through the grid then. Qualifying order has been set, and Michael Hall is the one who's on pole position with a 135.717. Sam Reed is in second position with Pete Harrod in third, Chris Wood fourth, Lewis Bibby in fifth, Mark Woodhouse is sixth, and then you've got Jason Rowe and Clinton Bell on row 4. Row 5 is Scott Malcolm and Dale Green, then it's Neil Rocks 11th, Chris Sherburn 12th, Andrew Whitehead in 13th, with his teammate John Roberts just behind him. Liam Atkins is 15th. I think it might have been a while since we've seen Liam Atkins. Clive Lawrence leads the way for the Jetta with 146.1 ahead of Dennis Melcher. 3/10 difference there. And then Miguel Freitas in third, Tim Mawson fourth, John Broadmeadow in fifth, Brian Walker, my commentary colleague at Apex Racing TV, and was on the IMSA Sports Car Series earlier on with us, 21st. Conrad Venter 22nd, 23rd Adam Hedgecock, and Steve Hooper 24th, 25th is Dave Crozier, and then Dan Gunfield 26th, 27th for AD King, Robert Lundgren 28th, Chris White 29th, David Ayres 30th, Nicholas Roti is 31st, and Ian King is 32nd, and Kip Stevens will be starting at the very back, so it's going to be a difficult one for Kip. It'll be hard for the former BSRTC champion to fight his way through the field. Waiting on a couple of cars at the front of the grid, waiting on Michael Hall, Pete Harrod, the CQR guys wanting the tyres to be as cool as possible, which is a good strategy. Circuit Zolder, of course, from the home of the Belgian Grand Prix. Good circuit. Some heavy braking zones, some chicanes. We're going to see some overtaking, I think, here. 15 minutes. Going to go by very, very quickly because we're going to have a hell of a lot of fun in this first race. Track conditions quickly. 23 degrees is the air temperature. Our temperature 28 degrees Celsius. Very, very slight northerly wind. Okay. Nearly ready to get this one underway here at Zolder.
Green, green, green.
Green light is on. It's a good start by Michael Hall. Sam Reed loses out to Pete Harrod, so the CQR boys getting away well. Chris Wood on the inside, and then on the outside is Lewis Bibby. Bibby's got past Wood on the first lap, so that's good stuff from him. And then just behind them you've got Mark Woodhouse and Jason Rowe battling. Looking at the Jetters, Dennis Melcher has taken the lead then, the German driver, getting to the front, ahead of Clive Lawrence, and then behind Lawrence is Tim Mawson. And then behind Mawson, it's very close between Miguel Freitas in the Team Mad car and Ryan Walker. To the first chicane they go then. Very, very neat and tidy from the Jetta drivers. Look like the Kias have all made it through as well. So good work there from everybody concerned. Usually a problem on the first lap here at Zolder with the chicanes being so tight. Like I said, all these heavy braking areas, it does lead to a few accidents, but in this case everybody behaves themselves, and Michael Hall takes a good advantage into the second lap of the race, which we're going to see. We're going to start just after this quite tight chicane here. Hall gets a good exit then. He leads his teammate Pete Harrod. Let's see what the gap is as they come across the line. Not a very large one. It's only 0.6 of a second. And then it's Sam Reed, Lewis Bibby, Chris Wood in 5th, Mark Woodhouse 6th. 7th is Jason Rowe. Clinton Bell in 8th, Scott Malcolm 9th, and Andrew Whitehead rounds out the top 10. Nobody battling there really at the moment. Like a decent scrap going on in the Jettas between Dave Crozier and then Steve Hooper and Chris White behind him. A couple of the Club 73 cars. Oh, and Hooper's having a look on the inside, but White goes for that late... Crozier, goes for that late apex. Seems to carry the momentum. Oh, he might get done here, though. Crozier trying to keep the outside line. Steve Hooper on the inside. They're now side by side going towards the first chicane. In fact, it's going to be Hooper who gets in front. Oh, and who's that flying up the inside? That is Chris White. To the chicane. Doesn't make it stick. He missed it. Now he's under pressure from his own teammate Dan Gunfield, who goes around his outside. Hard on the brakes into this, effectively a triple chicane, really. Then this long right-hander, which is pretty much flat in these Jettas. Then at the end of this road, we've got a hairpin. Oh, and bit of a mistake by Dave Crozier. Put him under pressure from Dan Gunfield. Gunfield is going to look to the inside. He's also got his teammate there as well. Chris White just behind him. He's having a look as well. Going on the outside, that's not going to work into that chicane. He's going to lose out to number 93. That's Nicholas Roti, who's made a good start from 31st on the grid. We get a slowdown as well. Robert Lundgren goes through. David Ayres as well going through. But yeah, problems there. Go back to the front of the field then, the Kia Optima. And it's still Michael Hall leading the way. Ahead of Pete Harrod. Harrod and Hall have really had a good season so far in the series and in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. They've been qualifying and racing higher up the field than ever before for CQR. That team really working well. They've got a challenge here from the Club 73 cars. Sam Reid, Lewis Bibby and Chris Wood in that order. Said we were going to get a lot of overtaking. I made out to look like even more of an idiot than usual. So far we haven't really had a great deal, but so we'll get a little bit very soon. This first corner, which I do like, it's a late apex. Means it does open up the inside for some dives if you get close enough or get slightly alongside. And also go around the outside there if it's if the track is relatively clean. Doesn't look like any inroads are being made at the front there. So Michael Hall will be fairly comfortable at this point. He's not really pulling away from Pete Harrod, but what he is doing is he's oh, up the inside. That's a good move there. Lewis Bibby absolutely flew past Chris Wood, but what that's done is that means that now him and Sam Reed, the other two teammates, are now prey to Mark Woodhouse. So I'm not necessarily sure how productive that move was for anyone other than Lewis Bibby. So Bibby's through anyway. He's chasing down Pete Harrod. He's a couple of seconds behind him though. Mark Woodhouse in 6th place, as you can see. So we can see the top 6 in one shot here. Then you've got a little battle between, you've got a big battle actually between Scott Malcolm, Clinton Bell, Andrew Whitehead, Neil Rocks, Liam Atkins, and Dale Green is at the back of this one as well. Scott Malcolm going well inside the top 10 in 7th. Clinton Bell as well is in there. Going back to the Jetta, and Miguel Freitas is making moves here. Big moves. He's now up to 2nd position. Freitas did start near the front, but didn't particularly make a great start. However, he has worked his way through the cheese and wine cars, and now he's right on the back of his teammate Dennis Melcher. So I think it's unlikely at this point that Freitas is going to challenge Dennis. Great points for these two Team Mad drivers. Pushes cheese and wine cars of Apex Racing UK further down the order. Oh, a couple of drivers just running a little bit wide there. Can do in turn 1. All about momentum. That's what the Jetta is. It's a momentum car. You definitely need to be smooth with it, and that's what these guys are doing here. Tell you what, let's go on board then. Go on board with Clive Lawrence and let's see what he's doing inside that Jetta. It's almost silent in here, goodness. Very, very quiet car, of course. The diesel Jetta, TDI version. Turbocharged diesel engine. I wonder if Clive Lawrence might have a look into this chicane here. Doesn't. He is late on the brakes, however, and he is right up behind Miguel Freitas. Do this long right-hander now. Loses out a little bit, but he's going to get a slipstream, albeit a small one, into this hairpin now. Focusing on being as smooth as possible is Clive. Been really being gentle with the steering. Now on his way towards this final chicane, which you really can't afford to take the first part of it too quickly because you will be on a bad line for the second part. You want to be as far over to the left as you can. That was good from Clive. Good run out of there, and now he's right on the back of the two Team Mad cars. He crossed the start-finish line to start lap 6 of the race. Already not a long time to go in this one. Oh, wide goes Freitas. I don't think there's anything that Lawrence can do about that. His teammates are just chilling behind. Tim Mawson, Ryan Walker and John Broadmeadow. Just chilling out at the in the rest of the top 5. They really don't have a challenge from behind. The closest battle behind them is Steve Hooper and Adam Hedgecock. So Steve Hooper's making some headway after getting past Dave Crozier. He's got another position off Adam. Dan Gunfield sticking to the back of Dave Crozier's car. Michael Hall now has managed to make a bit of a break at the front, and now they've got lap traffic. So here's lapping the Jettas. This is the point of the race, of course, where that's getting quite interesting. It's usually about this point, 3/4 distance. Hall's extended his lead to 2 seconds over Lewis Bibby, and then it's Pete Harrod in third. But Bibby managed to get through on Harrod fairly quickly, actually, once he caught him. Was there a bit of contact there? Oh, there is, and Sam Reed is around. And was that contact with one of the VW Jetters? It was. Contact with Conrad Venter. See what happened there. Oh dear. Just turned. It looked like Sam Reed just turned across slightly, and you know, you can't just expect the other car to disappear. I don't think there's anywhere Conrad could go. He did leave him the space on the inside. Got a spinner as well. David Ayres, goodness me, that rejoin there. Dear me. Very nearly wiped out Lewis Bibby. Chris White is also off. I wonder if they've had a bit of an issue together. And in fact, Chris White hit number 89. That was Robert Lundgren. Oh, and then spins into David Ayres and takes him out. Dear. Bit messy there, but David Ayres is going to get that one back on Chris White. Now Lewis Bibby is beginning to... Oh, I thought he was. He's got to slow down. He was beginning to catch Michael Hall, but he's got to slow down as Bibby, and now Hall's going to go up the inside into the second chicane. Sorry, Harrod. Apologise. Harrod is going to go through into the second chicane. And that is a very decisive move. He knew that he might only have one opportunity to get that done. So the slowdown by Lewis Bibby. The first and second once more for CQR. It's not CQR, is it, in this championship, of course, but in my head they are CQR drivers. Michael Hall going exceptionally well. Of course, Michael Hall driving for Team Mad in this championship, not CQR. Well, likewise Pete Harrod, so apologies there, that's just my stupidity coming into play again. Very, very close between Bibby and Harrod now, though. Don't know if this is going to be the final lap. It's going to be close, I think. Oh, Bibby's right there on this auto panel. Harrod's going to have to defend the inside here. He's got no choice. How late on the brakes can he be into the chicane? Bibby's late. Oh, beautiful. That is a lovely move by Lewis Bibby. Precise, decisive, and fantastic. Michael Hall, meanwhile, on his merry way. Dennis Melchett now has pulled out the advantage over Miguel Freitas, who's now under pressure from Clive Lawrence. Lawrence is going through on the inside, but now it's the outside for the chicane. Freitas is still there. I don't think Lawrence is going to be able to get anything done here. I think Freitas is in a great position. Clive tries to go around the outside. Oh, look at that move. That's a very good move as well. I think he's giving him too much space on the outside. He's lost momentum, and here comes the rest of the cheese and wine crew. Miguel Freitas defending for all he's worth. Good driving this, isn't it? By both. Oh, Lawrence over that bobbly strip on the outside. Still nearly side by side here in the first sector. And now, and you can see the leaders as well, the leaders of the Kia in the background behind this second place battle, and Lawrence is now trying the same move as what Lewis Bibby tried around the outside of the first chicane. He can't get it done. Now number 46 is Tim Mawson. He's coming through, and he's going to try and have a go at Dennis Melchett before the at Miguel Freitas before the end of the race. Classic stuff here, but Michael Hall now has to make his way through this battling group of cars. How's he going to do that? He may hope he can get them all before this hairpin. He may have to get them all before this hairpin. Teams down the outside. There's Hall. I think that's got him home and dry. Maybe he still has to negotiate them. I think this might be the end of the race now. It is. White flag is out, and we're going to get the checkered flag any moment now because Michael Hall exits the final corner and he wins for Team Mad here at Zolder. Perfect drive, and it's Dennis Melchett that wins for... In fact, Dennis Melchett, I think he's got to do another lap, but he wins by default because he is the one who was going to win anyway, but he's the only one who... Sorry? Oh, Tim Mawson blew his engine at the end of the race, did he? How has he done that? Oh dear. How has he done that? Let's see. Downshifting into the final chicane. Bang goes the diesel engine. And bang goes the chances of any points for Tim Mawson. Don't know why he didn't try and cruise that over the line. I think he could have. Not exactly why, but yeah. Disaster for Mawson. Melchett's going to win the race though. Like I say, he's the only one that crossed who was still on the lead lap. So he's just got one lap to go, and there's nothing really... Well, there's definitely nothing anybody else can do about it, so... It's basically a victory lap for Dennis Melchett. Even if he doesn't make it to the end, he will be declared the winner. Unless he gets disqualified, mind you, which I'm sure he won't. Can't actually, because there's no incident limit, is there? So Melchett into the final chicane then. He's had a nice parade lap all to himself. Dennis Melchett comes out of the final corner and he takes the win for the Mike Cooling Cup here at Zolder. Fantastic race there, and take you through the finishing order now. Michael Hall takes the win by 2.5 seconds over Lewis Bibby, with Pete Harrod in third, Mark Woodhouse fourth, Sam Reed in fifth. Sixth place for Chris Wood with Clinton Bell in seventh, eighth for Scott Malcolm, and then Andrew Whitehead was P9 ahead of Dale Green with Neil Rocks in 11th and Liam Atkins 12th. 13th place for John Roberts, 14th was Jason Rowan, 15th Chris Sherburn. Dennis Melchett still on the lead lap, 16th overall, but he's not going to care about that. He's going to care because he won the Mike Cooling Cup, he won the Jetta class. And technically speaking, he wins by a lap over Miguel Freitas, who's only about 2 or 3 seconds in front of him. Clive Lawrence in third, and Broadmeadow in fourth in the end. Ryan Walker fifth, Steve Hooper sixth, Adam Hedgecock seventh, eighth for Dave Crozier, ninth for Dan Gunfield, Nicholas Roti in 10th. Then it's Robert Lundgren, Conrad Venter, David Ayres, Eddie King, Chris White, Ian King, and Tim Mawson with a blown engine 2 laps down. Don't believe he'll get any points for that. Kip Stevens, Stevens was in the race. Did he take the start? I think he may have taken the start, maybe retired on the first lap. Okay, right. That's the race over with tonight in the Club 73 Touring Car Championship, presented by World League Sim Racing. Join us back here for the feature race very, very shortly here on Apex Racing TV, iRacing Live. We'll see you in a bit.
From far away they came to us with knowledge. They changed our world and left us without warning.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the Club 73 Touring Car Championship on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live from the Circuit Zolder in Belgium. Andrew Woodhouse with you, James Nash on the cameras. Race 1 was pretty good, wasn't it? We had the Jettas doing battle for pretty much most of the race, as tends to be the case these days in this series, and then definitely in recent weeks when we've watched it. The Kia Optima provided some good racing as well, but slightly faster car, the Kia, so overtaking a little bit harder. But we did see Michael Hall getting the better of his team-mad teammate, Pete Harrod. Of course, the second grid is going to be in reverse championship order, so we're going to see how that affects everything. That's just about now when the grid's about to come up. 30-minute race, of course, it's the feature race of the evening, so we're going to see maybe a bit of a longer game being played. Maybe tyres need to be conserved and things like that. Pole sitter for this one is Liam Atkins. Ip Stevens joins him on the front row. Andrew Whitehead is in third. Clinton Bell fourth. Jason Rowe fifth. Sixth is John Roberts. Then in seventh position is Chris Sherburn. Neil Rocks in eighth. Scott Malcolm ninth. 10th for Sam Reed. 11th is Dale Green. Mark Woodhouse in 12th. Chris Wood 13th. Lewis Bibby 14th. Pete Harrod 15th. 16th Michael Hall. As Roti is on pole for the Jetta with Ian King in second, then Dave Crozier third, John Broadmeadow in fourth, David Ayres fifth, Eddie King in sixth, Neil Freitas 7th, Chris White 9th, Robert Lundgren 10th, Dan Gunfield 11th, Adam Hedgecock 12th, Steve Hooper, then Tim Mawson, Ryan Walker, Dennis Melchett, Conrad Venter and Clive Lawrence. Those boys have a lot to do on the back row of the grid. 33rd place for Clive Lawrence. Okay then, everybody. Any moment now, the red lights are going to come on. Then we'll get the green to signal the start of the race here
Green,
at
green,
Zolder.
green.
There it is, the green light now. Start by Atkins. Stevens got away decently as well. Whitehead maintains his 3rd place. John Roberts managed to sneak through into 4th as well. That's a great start by him. He was the king of the ring last season. Excellent start by John Roberts. Exactly what his team needed. For the Jetters, Nicholas Roti starting off exceptionally well. We're going to follow the Kias though into the chicane for the first time. As they round turn 4, and there's some dust and gravel being kicked up. Kip Stevens trying to take the lead away from Liam Atkins into the first chicane. Stevens late on the brakes, turns it in, bash over the curb. The veteran goes through. Oh, there's a crash. I believe that's Neil Rocks in the wall. It is. Neil Rocks, and out of the race. At least out of the running for any meaningful positions to that. He'll be able to get his fast repair and get back in the running, but have a fair bit of damage. Everybody else that looked like made it through. Kip Stevens continues to lead then from Liam Atkins. Stevens needs to defend here, you would think, because surely Atkins is going to pull out of the slipstream, have a go up the inside. No, he's not. Surprised, he was right on the back bumper of car number 15. Kip Stevens yet again has done in his now you would say almost legendary career. He's been hit by Atkins into turn 1, and Kip Stevens, as he's done many times, leading a reverse grid race, and we've seen it so often in the BSRTC and other series. He was a Winter Series champion in the Mazda MX-5. He just knows how to get the best out of these situations, and he's doing that now. And he's going to hope that Andrew Whitehead for Boosted Motorsport, John Roberts behind him, are going to attack Liam Atkins and allow Stevens to march off in front. And that's exactly what he's hoping, and that's exactly what Whitehead is doing. Going round the outside, and now Atkins is sandwiched between the boosted cars. This could be a problem here. Problem for Atkins anyway. Roberts has got to slow down. And that's a big one. That's down the order, as Murray Walker used to say. Down to, well, God knows what position that is. I think that's 11 behind Sam Reed. Roberts still hasn't served it. I'm guessing Atkins has got to slow down as well. Happy days for Kip Stevens then, and Andrew Whitehead. Not so happy for Roberts and Atkins. And as well, remember, if you get a slowdown on lap 1 or lap 2, that's really the worst time to get one, because Ryan Walker is in the wall. In the Jetta, our commentary colleague, the man who won a race earlier on the season, ended up in the fence. How did it happen to the Scotsman? We'll see. Into the second chicane he goes, turns in. Oh, gets a whack from number 13, that is Adam Hedgecock. Excuse me, the lead, the Kia is being tensely debated, shall we say. Kip Stevens having to defend from Andrew White. Goodness me, bash. Out of the way, son, he says. Oh, now Whitehead almost turns across the front of Clinton Bell. That escalated quickly. Big whack from Stevens to Whitehead, and I don't think Whitehead's going to allow him to get away with that. No, bit of a shove. Don't blame him either, to be honest. I wouldn't like getting shoved off the track like that. I did get hit quite hard by Max Wright at one of these, this chicane here. Did get smashed into the wall there. The old club series. very close here between Mike. Look at Michael Hall. Look at progress he's made. And also Pete Harrod. Pete Harrod already up to 3rd place. Right near the back of the field. Like 15th, Pete Harrod. He's already up into 2nd. Absolutely fantastic stuff by him. Michael Hall's desperate to try and come through as well. Whitehead's trying to have a go back at Harrod. I'm not sure he's got the speed though. Got the speed to have a look. Harrod defends nicely. Keeps Stevens then. And he hold on to this lead. Pete Harrod is a 2-time Cup Series champion. Very quick in that Team Mad car. Drew Whitehead's a winner in the BSRTC. Stevens a former champion of that series. He leads the way now, and we're on lap 4. Where Harrod starts probing, starts looking for a way to get through. And now the door has been opened. Is he going to walk right through it? I don't know. It depends how late on the brakes Stevens can be. He was late on the brakes, not as late as Harrod. He's got a good exit though. Harrod did not get one. Stevens can get to the outside here. He's got half a chance of outbraking him into the 2nd chicane, but... Oh, he hits him. No harm done, it looks like, because Harrod made the corner. Electric starting the Kia Optima. Going into the Jetta, it's John Broadmeadow who leads the way. Car number 9. For Cheese and Wine. Taking a good line through the chicane. Miguel Freitas in 2nd. He'll be looking for this victory, of course. And it's an excellent start from Nicholas Roti. I know he was on pole position, but still 3rd. Dave Crozier in 4th, and then it's Tim Mawson. Put a new engine in that Jetta. No, number 88, Dennis Melchett, flying past David Ayres, who kind of opened the door and said, after you. Then behind Ayres is Steve Hooper. And it's Dan Gunfield and Conrad Venter. Eddie King is there as well. The good scraps going on. The whole Kia field, incidentally, was only covered by 7 seconds at the end of the previous lap. John Roberts is the last man out there. The rest of them are glued together, but I fear for the rest of them now because Pete Harrod is super quick. Although Lewis Bibby's deciding that he wants a piece of that as well. Bounces over the curb, tries to get through on Stevens. Stevens late on the brakes. Bibby has to settle for 3rd at the time being. Said it many times on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. Lewis Bibby is very, very hard charging in these reverse grid races, so he will not hesitate to have a go. I've raced with him before. He's very quick, but he is aggressive. Not in a bad way. Likes to get the moves done quickly. Likes to surprise the opponent. That's exactly what he's trying to do to Kip Stevens, but it's not working on the veteran at the moment. Andrew Whitehead, another veteran. He's under pressure from Michael Hall. Linton Bell there, number 73. The league admins. Right up behind Michael Hall now. He might try to have a go back on the Team Mad car. He looks up the inside. He's going for it to Clinton. Can't make it stick there. Hall defends the place. Coming up on 1/3 distance here at Zolder. Pete Harrod leads the way. Lewis Bibby in 2nd, Kip Stevens in 3rd. Then it's Andrew Whitehead in 4th, Michael Hall in P5. Oh, and up the inside looks Whitehead, but he's made a mistake on the chicane. I think he might have got to slow down also. Really see what happened there properly. I'm just going to go back to a slightly different camera angle. Let's have a look. He goes up the inside of Stevens. very slight contact. Might have been a bit net code there, I think. It didn't touch. It would have been close. Got to slow down Andrew, unfortunately for him. He disappeared as well. I think Whitehead's gone, actually. I think he's disappeared. Freitas then. What's going on here? Freitas disappearing there. I do apologise, viewers, for the silence, but there we go. Freitas disappeared completely on my screen. And again, well, this could be a real issue for him. Might be an issue for John Broadmeadow as well, because they're very, very close together. Broadmeadow has made a very, very good start to this race. Started in 4th. Way up to the front of the field. Now he's at the point. Miguel Freitas is a very, very fast driver, and we're going to see... I don't think we're going to see this pressure relent. Roti is still hanging on to P3. He's doing a great job. He's actually pulled away from Dave Crozier and Tim Mawson. Mawson thinking about it. Of course, that's the corner where he blew the engine in race 1. We won't be wanting a repeat of that. They've actually got Jason Rowe behind them, and that's 4th position. So the Kia surges through. Gains a few places for himself, Jason Rowe. Oh, Roti! Roti's going back round the outside again. He's saying, well, I'll have a bit of that. It's for position. Why not? Pulling him up a little bit, though, having said that. But it was a good effort to try and get past the Kia again. Mawson very close to Crozier now. See Dave back out there these days in the Jetta. Defending hard from Tim Mawson here. Well, I wonder if he's gone over the chicane slightly. He was quite close to the inside. I think he's got away with it. They're both closing in on Nicholas Roti. Dennis Melcher is 3 seconds behind them. So, moving up the order nicely. He's in P6. 19th overall. We're settling into a bit of a holding pattern at the front of the Kia as well. Pete Harrod leading by 1.5 seconds. Michael Hall is 2 seconds behind him. Kip Stevens is 1 second behind him. So, Clinton Bell is up to 5th. Going to be challenging Stevens soon, I would imagine. Stevens not looking quite as quick as what he did at the start of the race. I wonder if he's having any issues in that car. Up the inside goes Clinton Bell. That's a lovely move. Gorgeous move into that hairpin, but Stevens might have the cutback here. I think he can draw alongside at least. Going to be last of the late breakers into that chicane. Nice stuff from Clinton around the outside beautifully. Stevens is going to try and get back here. He's really showing his nose. He might go for it. Too far back on this occasion. Clinton Bell manages to stay ahead. Oh, and look at that dive up the inside. Bit of a surprise move from Sam Reed on Scott Malcolm. Nearly worked. He just didn't have that momentum on that inside line that he wanted. Can have a go at the Scotsman here. Cannot overtake really there at all. Was a bit ill-advised. Better to wait for the chicane, but I think he's cocked up the exit of the previous one. I think he has. But he still has to wait behind the Automech car. Excuse me, a bit of a sore throat going on here, so do bear with me a little bit. John Broadmeadow is still leading the race. He only leads by about 0.3 of a second, but it was 0.3. It's actually gone up to 0.7 now. And in third still remains Nicholas Roti, who's doing a fantastic job out there. Car number 93, he leads David Crozier, who's battling with Tim Mawson. Mawson trying to go around the outside of Crozier. Oh, hello. Well, that's not supposed to happen. Crozier and Mawson trying to evolve into some sort of super jetter. That'd probably be a Passat, to be honest. But number 88 is Dennis Melcher. He's trying to go through as well on his teammate. And Crozier didn't recover from morphing into a giant jetter with Tim Mawson there for a second. That's just what can happen occasionally. Good fun out there, though. I hope you're enjoying the race so far anyway in the Club 73 Touring Car Championship, presented by World League Sim Racing. Andrew Woodhouse alongside James Nash. And yeah, it's been good so far, hasn't it? We've got just about half distance now. And Miguel Freitas is right behind John Broadmeadow for the lead. He's going to go up the inside. Broadmeadow's late on the brakes. Oh, he's a bit wide though, is the Englishman. Freitas is going to take advantage here. Is he going to clear him? Difficult to tell from my angle. No, he's not. Broadmeadow still on the inside. Both men are going to have to be fairly late on the brakes. Broadmeadow comes across, bang! He was a little deep into the corner, makes contact. Freitas is through. I think Broadmeadow was on a very, very shallow line on the inside. Yeah, that wasn't ideal for him, and he smashes into the side of Freitas, but Freitas carries on with, oh, I say no damage. He got, maybe no damage, but he went a bit wide at the first corner. And again, he's got understeer in that car. Wonder if that's anything to do with the contact. I think it was, yeah, I think there was an accident between, getting word there's an accident between Sam Reed, Mark Woodhouse, I think it was it? I think that is Ryan Walker involved as well. Have a look, which, oh, massive crash, yeah. Did we get that on the replay? Massive crash here. Just see what happens. Oh yeah, into the back of Ryan Walker goes Sam Reed. Reed into David Ayres, I think. Woodhouse flies over the, like he pole vaults over the bridge, clears it in one go. Woodhouse goes into orbit. Oh, and it's very close. I think it might have been Adam Hedgecock that very nearly got that in the face there. Crazy goings on down the back straight. Massive accident there. Oh, and it's still kicking off actually, because you've got Roti, you've got 3 Jettas now, and you've got some of the leading Kias. To paraphrase Adam Bath, this is not going to go well. Roti into the chicane with Mawson, and Mawson makes a little bit of contact, but manages to get through. Here comes Dennis Melcher, and here comes Scott Malcolm. Look at that, and oh, it's like another lane on the motorway here. Roti's in the middle, he's trying to go around the outside. It's a good move there. He's going to try and cut off the, I'm not trying to cut off the gear, but I think he nearly does. And also number 308, that's Steve Hooper. He's having a look, see if he can get past Dennis Melcher. It's all getting very, very congested. Very action-packed here. Now Hooper side by side with Melcher. Hooper was very good in season 1. Haven't really seen a massive amount of him in season 2. Someone else behind this battle as well. It looks like Dave Crozier, and it is. And And as Kia's approaching, Crozier over the chicane. Is that going to be a slowdown? I'm not sure. I think he's okay. Who goes? Oh dear. Dale Green, I think. Dale Green in the BBR car. Who he goes. Yeah, we're going to get a bit of a reset here as Lewis Bibby has caught Pete Harrod. Harrod has messed up the chicane. Bibby is right there, and when I say right there, he could literally almost reach out and touch the rear wing of that Kia Optima. Just much better lines at the moment for Bibby. He's really wider entries, tighter exits. Oh, just a bit more pace. He almost hits him. Bibby is exceptionally close, and I think he's going to endeavour to try and make this move into the first chicane. Probably the best overtaking place on the circuit. He's got a good slipstream here. I don't think the overspeed's going to be quite enough. No, it's not, because Harrod is very late on the brakes again. Driving a really, really good race is Pete. Bibby do. And Harrod do to keep it. Oh, slow down. Slow down for Bibby. I think... Oh, he still hasn't quite served it yet. I think he served it now, so he loses about a second. I think he'll be okay with that. It'll be a lot worse. Now we've got a good one brewing as well for 6th, 7th and 8th, and that is between Scott Malcolm, Chris Wood and John Roberts. Roberts made his way past Wood on the previous lap, sorry, on this lap. Now he's trying to monster the back of Scott Malcolm's car. I think he hit the Scotsman there. Underbraking for that final chicane. Roberts on the prowl, but Chris Wood, what can he do? Can he send one up the inside into turn 1? Thinks about it. Roberts is late on the brakes. Oh, close to contact there. Into 2 then. You see Roberts' car absolutely squirming around. Understeer City for Chris Wood. Not a lot of grip out there. Roberts is so close to Malcolm now. Oh, he's gone wide a bit though. I have to tuck back in, pick up that toe again. Is he going to send it up the inside here? I think he's going to go for it. Malcolm. Oh, contact. They bounce over the curbs, and I think this is going to be the chance for Chris Wood to get past Roberts at least. He's on the outside. Roberts. Oh, Roberts' car is absolutely snaking around under braking. Oh, bit of a nudge. What can Chris Wood do then? About these 2 drivers in front. What Malcolm do to keep these guys behind? That's the question. Be a very solid meeting for Scott Malcolm if he can wrap up a top 6 here. Meanwhile, I was going to talk to you about the front of the Jettas, but there's literally nothing going on. Freitas is quite a distance ahead of Broadmeadow. I say quite a distance. About, what is that? So it's a couple of seconds, basically. At the moment, Orson is in 3rd. He's about 10 or 15 seconds behind. Side by side between John Roberts and Chris Wood. This was the battle that I just described to you a moment ago. Who's going to come out on top here? It's very, very interesting indeed. They're all very similar pace, these 3, it looks like, in this race. Got about, let me see, 5.5 minutes to go here. in the Club 73 Touring Car Championship. Of course, week 13 is going to be upon us very, very shortly. Very exciting for all of us, because we do hope that we're going to get the Ferrari and the Ford before the Le Mans race. Should be already, shouldn't it? But I think they just want to make sure it's all right before they give us it. Look, they look great, don't they? Two great looking race cars. Up the inside goes John Roberts. Oh, they're side by side here, and Chris Wood's not going to give up either. He's going to see his chance. I wonder if he's just going to bide his time and just sit back and wait for something to go on. These two made a bit of contact at the chicane the previous time. Roberts is trying way around the outside. He's gone off the track. He's missed the chicane, sorry. That's a position for Chris Wood. So John Roberts, who's looking good in this race, so he was, going to have to do all that again now if he wants 7th or indeed 6th. He's running out of time in which to do so, because there is only, 4 minutes to go. Doesn't look like there's a heck of a lot of grip out there, actually. It's 35 degrees track temperature, so yeah, the car's really suffering with a bit of understeer now. Especially late on in this race, after nearly half an hour, the Kia Optima really does struggle with its tyres. It struggles in a shorter race, so front-wheel drive car, successful drivers will be the ones who've nursed those tyres, Pirelli tyres, and hard on the brakes. Once again then Chris Wood looks to try and get the better of Scott Malcolm. Oh, he's going up the inside. Oh, half-hearted. I wonder if that's going to be a slowdown for Roberts, because he went well over the inside of that corner. Got away with it. Stevens trying to get the better of Clinton Bell in front as well. I think we're going to stick with this one. Into turn 1 they go, then Chris Wood. Chris Wood, very late on the brakes. Scott Malcolm's going to try to keep it on the outside. Done a good job there, Roberts. What can he do? Where's he going to slot in? Bit of a strange line Roberts took there, I must admit. Didn't try to sort of sweep round as I expected. Wonder if he expected Malcolm to go wide. He goes wide now, Roberts. Gets a great run through there. Nobody's close enough for a move here though. What'll be, I think, the penultimate lap possibly. Pete Harrod leads by 1.7 seconds by the way, but they're still fighting here. Oh, contact! Malcolm and Roberts. Roberts is through. That is very nicely done indeed. Got Malcolm down to 8th. Really good driving though by Roberts. Got through beautifully there. Don't think he has to worry about any threat from behind, because Malcolm got back a little bit. Is Roberts faster than Chris Wood though? Who knows? We've got Kip Stevens and Clinton Bell. Oh, with some traffic as well. Still battling over. Oh. They were. Stevens just had to get out of it because there's a Jetta in the way. Can't just get out of the way though, it can't just vanish, like I said earlier on. So when you're the slower car in a mixed class race, you really just got to hold your line and the others to go around you, really. That's the best way. He wasn't erratic there, David Ayres, so should be no issues. No real battles going on out on the circuit in the Jetta at all. Nothing really whatsoever. It's going to be this one between Stevens and Bell that's going to be the best one, I think. Going to be touch and go whether this is the final lap or not. Stevens going around the outside into the second chicane. Trying, that's not going to work though, really. Very narrow in there, it really is. Going to check on Pete Harrod. Oh, it's going to be very close. I think the time is up. It is. The checkered flag is going to be out. And it's going to wave now for Pete Harrod. He's going to take victory here in the Kia Optima. Excellent job. Bibby second. Hall is going to be third. Who's going to get fourth between Stevens and Bell? It's going to be Clinton Bell. Chris Wood's going to get sixth and John Roberts seventh, with Scott Malcolm in eighth. Dale Green is going to be ninth. Chris Sherburn is going to come across in 10th. Going to be Jason Rowe in 11th. Neil Rocks in 12th. Here comes Miguel Freitas, though. Didn't manage to get the victory in race 1. However, done everything right in race 2. Started 23rd. That was 7th in his class here. And he's done an excellent job of getting through this. Staying out of trouble, really. Coming home to take the victory. It's a win for Miguel Freitas here at Zolder. Great work by him. John Broadmeadow. A good meeting for John. He too. And, well, he salvaged a good result. Tim Mawson, he's got on the podium. Excellent work. And Steve Hooper in P4. Nicholas Rote's done a good job there. P5, he held on to third for so long. Brilliantly done. And then it's Venter, Gunfield, Lawrence. But Lawrence is going to get ahead of Dan Gunfield on that final lap. P7 is going to be his. And the rest are multiple laps down. Okay then. So, take you through the finishing order for the Club 73 Touring Car Championship, presented by World League Sim Racing. The feature race at Zolder. Pete Harrod takes the win by 2.3 seconds ahead of Lewis Bibby, and then it's Michael Hall in third, Clinton Bell in P4, and Kip Stevens in fifth. Sixth for Chris Wood. Seventh is John Roberts, and eighth for Scott Malcolm. Dale Green was in P9 with Chris Sherburn 10th, Jason Rowe 11th, and Neil Rocks in 12th. Then the Mike Cooling Cup victory goes to Miguel Freitas. He wins the Jetta class. John Broadmeadow in second, Tim Mawson in third, Steve Hooper fourth, fifth is Nicholas Rote. Excuse me. Then Conrad Venter in sixth, Clive Lawrence in seventh, eighth for Dan Gunfield, ninth Chris White, 10th A.D. King. Dave Crozier is 11th with Dennis Melcher in 12th, and 13th for Adam Hedgecock, Ian King 14th, David Ayres in 15th. And then the retirements were Mark Woodhouse and Sam Reed there. That gigantic accident on the back straight where Woodhouse ended up vaulting the bridge, goes across that straight. Ryan Walker into the wall, I believe, got suspension damage. Oh no, he was involved in the same incident. Andrew Whitehead was only did 3 laps before retiring at the chicane. Then Robert Lundgren only did 2 laps, and Liam Atkins, I believe, only got through 1. Right then, everybody, my voice has had it, but it's been a fantastic race. It's been really enjoyable to call that one for you here on Apex Racing TV. Join us again through the week. We've got the Rickmatech Sports Car Series in the early hours of Tuesday morning, and well, actually, that's permitting on updates, isn't it? So we will see if we can do that for you or not. But we'll be back throughout week 13 with more broadcasts from Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. So for now, it's goodbye from James Nash, it's goodbye from Andrew Woodhouse, and it's goodbye from the iRacing Club 73 Touring Car Championship.